I am legitimately writing these scripts faster than I can even record them and put them out at this point, and I should probably slow down.
Considering going back to the once-a-week format, David?
Oh god, no. I'm just going to make a clone and use it to write my scripts for me while I record the videos, and maybe another clone to edit.
I don't recommend the cloning method.
Why not? Votann utilize it to strong results.
They also treat clones as individuals because they essentially are. Oh, is this going to be your subject for today?
I'll be honest, I was considering the Imperial Guard, but I like your idea better, so let's do that. Given next week is Christmas, let's give these underappreciated guys some love. Glad they finally got a book. Haven't heard much about it, though.
Should that be concerning?
Probably, given the last time nobody talked about a book, we got 2 out of 3 Inari novels done and 1 cancelled.
Right, I think I remember you telling the con about that, right?
Yeah, I think it was con. Not 100% sure. It's been a good while, but all that doesn't really matter. Let's talk about the Space Dwarves. So, the Leagues of Votann are called Stouts by the Imperium, while the name Leagues of Votann are more of an anti-religious religion, which is kind of weird, but weirdly common in the setting. While it's classified as a Xenos faction, it's not exactly Xenos. They're human mutants called abhumans. The species was sent near the galaxy's core to mine rare resources for the Dark Age of Technology humanity. The Age of Strife leaving the Stouts isolated, and they did not give a fuck. There's a lot of confusion with the story here, as there's a situation where the Votann worship a machine that makes them work with the Tau, but haven't been gun diplomacied by them, and they hate the Imperium for reasons? Whatever. So, the army rule. They have Eye of the Ancestors, which feels too close to the fantasy dwarf ideas in name. When an enemy takes out your units, that enemy gains a judgment token. They go in the book. With each unit can't gain more than 2 tokens, and when the Votann go against said marked units, the Votann will get a 1 to their hit rolls against those with 1 token, and 2 tokens give the Stouts a +1 to hit and wound rolls. There's a note here that if the unit is removed for any reason, whether killed or the uppy downy stuff, keep note of the number of tokens, as they keep that even off the battlefield. If a unit can split multiple units, for example, character units that are attached and the attached unit goes, each unit gains the same number of tokens as the whole had. For example, Orc Boys, if they have 2 units attached to them, a Warlord and say a Pain Boss or whatever, or War Boss and Pain Boy, whatever. And the unit as a whole, with all 20 boys, has 2 tokens. As soon as those boys are gone, both characters will have 2 tokens on them then. Extra to hit and wounds are nice, but the sacrifice is definitely something to weigh out. The detachment in the index is Oathband, and this one's detachment rule is Ruthless Efficiency. At the start of the battle, select a number of units in the opponent's team, 2 per every 1,000 points allowed in the game. Each of those units will get 2 judgment tokens on them. If at the start of any of your command phases, any of these targets are destroyed, you gain a number of command points, but you can only gain points this way once, so burn quickly and fast. First and second round, you'll gain 3 command points. Third or fourth, 2 points. and the last round you only gain 1 point. The judgment tokens will remain on any survivors for the entire game though, so it's a good rule really. Boosted hits and wounds are always nice. Enhancements are as follows: 15 points, a long list. Kill a judged enemy, move one of their tokens to a new unit within line of sight, but there's no maximum distance, which seems odd, but these guys, while popular, aren't often competitive, so who knows if GW even knows about this issue. 20 points is Appraising Glare. At the start of the command phase, you choose an objective marker your opponent controls. Until the start of your next command phase, any enemy that on that marker counts as having an extra token up to 2. More hurts is nice. 20 points as well is Grim Demeanor, spelled with a U because British, like how Judgment is spelled with an extra E for the same reason. You can re-roll battle shocks and can ignore any modifiers to any tests for that unit except saving throws. This is not worth it really, if you ask me. It can be nice, but it's just not worth 20 points. And for 25 points, Wayfarer's Grace. After this model is destroyed and after the judgment token is placed, roll a d6. To set the single character back as close as possible, but outside of engagement range to where it was, at full wounds. Resurrected characters are a good mechanic. I'm looking at the Watch Captain Artemis for my Death Watch. Stratagems are next. Warrior Pride for 1 point, usable in the fight phase on your boys and an enemy with a judgment token, both in engagement range of each other. Your models have a bonus to armor penetration for each judgment token on the enemy, so even more hurt. Ordered Retreat on a unit that falls back gives them the ability to shoot and charge that phase. Honestly, this is always nice. Ancestral Sentence in the shooting phase gives a sustained hits of 1 unless the target has judgment tokens, then it goes to sustained hits 2. More hits, more hurts. Reactive Reprisal is used in the shooting phase just after your opponent resolves their attacks. Usable on a unit that was shot in this turn for 2 points. You can shoot back at the guys that shot you, so more bullets in the brains are always nice. Newfound Nemesis goes back to 1 point cost, usable during the opponent's shooting or fight phase, just after they resolve their attacks, on one of your boys that was put below half strength. The attacker gains a judgment token unless the warlord is in the unit, then they gain 2 tokens. Return fight hurts instantly. The last stratagem is Void Armor. Opponents shoot or fight phase after they select their targets. This is Armor of Contempt, but Leagues themed. The recent changes apply to this as well, only works against one specific target that's hitting the unit, which I get the change, but I don't really like it. Now, despite having taken so long actually getting into the subject, I'm already done, and I still got done earlier than I thought I would. Darren, got any plans for Christmas?
Hide, because I'm terrified you're going to do a Christmas crazy video.
That's understandable. Yeah, given last year I slaughtered an entire tribe of orcs, if Tau even capture me, I'm pretty sure they'll celebrate me because of that orc killing. But I swear, if they've even got the balls to try and grab me,
You'll perform another war crime?
Tau, by their nature, perform war crimes regularly. You saw that video, right?
Yeah, actually. Gun diplomacy, preferable tactic. I found out.
Yeah, I know, right? But that's enough discussion about this subject. Shove off.